My father's voice exploded through the house like a verdict. "Get out, you lowlife." His rage wasn't confusion, it was conviction. I stood in the doorway, wearing the uniform I had dreamed of since childhood, yet the people who raised me looked at it as if it were an insult. My mother snatched my enlistment papers and slammed them onto the table, shouting that I had traded ambition for servitude. Neighbors paused outside, as if waiting for a spectacle. I packed my duffel bag, while insults flew faster than explanations. The door didn't close behind me. It detonated like a sentence with no appeal. I realized family isn't defined by blood, but by whether they want to see you become more than they can understand. That night, I stopped belonging. Boot camp didn't care who my parents were or what dreams I once had. Every dawn began with orders sharp enough to cut doubt in half. We crawled across dirt, ran until legs trembled, and learned to breathe through exhaustion. Respect wasn't given, it was carved from effort and discipline. I watched boys break under pressure while others grew into something unrecognizable. Meals were swallowed, not enjoyed. Silence became a companion. My past no longer mattered. Only endurance did. The uniform didn't represent obedience, it represented transformation. For the first time, I wasn't judged by expectations I didn't set. I wasn't someone's disappointment. I was a soldier in the making, earning worth step by step. Boot camp didn't replace home. It replaced the need for one. Mail call became the loudest reminder of absence. Others received boxes filled with warmth, cookies, photos, messages of pride. My hands stayed empty. No return address ever bore my name. Birthdays merged into routine. Holidays felt like forgotten dates on a silent calendar. On deployment, believing time heals wounds, I wrote home once. Only my sister replied. Her message shattered illusions. "They don't mention you. It's like you never existed." The words didn't sting. They revealed truth. I hadn't lost family. I had lost the fantasy that I ever had one. I stopped waiting for letters, stopped expecting concern, and stopped confusing silence with peace. Their indifference wasn't distance. It was choice. And choices, unlike memories, don't fade. They define what remains. War recalibrates identity. Fear tightens every breath, and loyalty becomes currency. In the heat of combat, strangers shielded me without hesitation. A hand pulled me behind cover before explosions swallowed the ground. Another soldier shared water when supplies dwindled. We didn't trade stories, we traded survival. No one cared why I enlisted or who rejected me. What mattered was who stood when chaos screamed. Brotherhood wasn't sentimental. It was earned when bullets replaced punctuation. Duty didn't erase abandonment. It redefined belonging. I realized home wasn't an address or a surname. Home was whoever risked their life, so mine could continue. Family had let go of me long before I walked away. Duty held on when nothing else did. I stood beneath bright lights, dress blues pressed to perfection, medals gleaming like chapters of a life rebuilt. A high-ranking general pinned a new insignia on my chest and publicly acknowledged the sacrifices etched into my service. Applause rolled through the auditorium like thunder. Fellow soldiers embraced me with genuine pride. Yet instinct drove my eyes toward the door, knowing no familiar voice would echo congratulations. My success existed without witnesses from my past. The silence didn't hurt, it clarified. Some people only value you when they can claim credit. My family hadn't lost the right to celebrate me. They forfeited it the night they closed the door. That moment proved something medals never could. Recognition means nothing when shared with those who never showed up. I didn't plan to confront the past. A national military conference happened to be hosted in my hometown, and my name appeared everywhere, banners, screens, even local news segments. Relatives who once mocked my enlistment suddenly resurfaced. Messages flooded my phone. Praise, nostalgia, declarations of pride that hadn't existed before success. They spoke like witnesses of a journey they had never supported. Invitations to reconnect arrived coded in rehearsed affection. Yet not a single apology appeared between the lines. Their tone wasn't remorse, it was access-seeking. They wanted proximity to accomplishment, not reconciliation. That night, I understood success doesn't heal wounds, It reveals motives. They hadn't changed.
I had.
That difference was no longer negotiable. The dining room glowed with candles and polished silverware, as if pretending history never happened. My father raised a glass, calling me his pride, while avoiding the memory of the night he disowned me. Laughter floated across the table, yet hunger hid underneath, the kind that seeks opportunity, not connection. Compliments felt scripted. Questions weren't about my journey. They were about what I could offer. A cousin requested a recommendation for his son. Another hinted at military benefits. My achievements weren't admired. They were resources to mine. The dinner wasn't reconciliation. It was a transaction disguised as affection. The moment I recognized it, the warmth in the room evaporated. Their regret wasn't born from love. It was born from inconvenience. I stood slowly, letting the room fall into silence. My medals clinked softly as I set them on the table, not as gifts, but as proof of what resilience looks like without them. Eyes widened, smiles wilted, and the truth finally surfaced. "You threw out a boy," I said. "You can't retrieve a man." No anger, no raised voice, just fact. Their faces collapsed beneath the weight of accountability. I walked toward the door with the calm they never gave me. Leaving wasn't a departure, it was graduation. I didn't abandon them. I outgrew them. The door didn't close behind me. It sealed a chapter that never deserved my loyalty. And for the first time, I walked forward without looking back.